So today I have three completely different shoes, very different specifications and different types, things inside. They may seem very similar, however, these are very, very different. So the first thing that I want to talk about in a running shoe is the heel to toe drop. What that means is the distance of how many millimeters your heel is compared to where your toe is. So the higher a heel to toe drop, the less of your calves you're going to be using, the more upper legs. Think of it as your foot. If it was a low heel toe drop, it's like this. If it's high, it's like that. So this is a higher heel to toe drop shoe, so is this one, and this Norda Run is a low heel drop shoe. So if anyone has a problem or has some previous injury with an Achilles or calves, I would stay away from a heel drop shoe that is low and go with something that's high, because it's going to use less of that, less pushing, and it's going to roll you forward a little faster. The next thing is going to be stack. So if you're someone that's running on the road and you want a more comfortable shoe, the stack height is going to be how high the shoe is off the ground. So if the shoe doesn't have a high heel stack, the Norda here doesn't have that high of a heel stack, so it's not super high of a shoe. If you're in the Alpha Fly, this is a very, very high heel stack. So you're going to be a lot of cushioning in the front. It has a pretty high stack as well, and the Nimbus are a very, very cushioned, high stack, high comfortable shoe. So if you're looking for road runners and you want something that's going to be very cushiony, go for a high stack shoe. This one, even though it has a lower stack, is still very cushioned, which isn't generally the case. If you have a lower stack shoe, it's going to be less cushioned because there's less room there for cushioning inside. And last but not least is going to be the neutral versus stability shoe. That was something I did not know anything about. So all three of these here are neutral shoes. What that means is the person has a regular gait. So the way that they run, their foot strike pattern essentially means they're going to hit their heel to the outside of their foot to their toe. So if someone has a pronating type of strike pattern where they hit their heel and they go inward to their toe, they're going to want something called a stability shoe. So these are all neutral. As I said, they're not going to have any different reinforcement in the shoe. Stability shoes, I'm going to take this one for example, will have a firm arch here. This one is very soft, no arch support, and it's going to have a firm like bracket inside, and that's basically going to allow that person, instead of going here to in out, it's going to go here and roll over it to go forward. So if you're someone that is prone to falling in on your feet, your knees hurt, they go like this a little bit, you're going to want something with a stability feature in there so it keeps you from going inwards. Another thing is a very important thing. This is my orthotics. They're show you how much the kilometers and the miles on these bad boys. If you have an orthotic, I would go in a neutral shoe, because essentially what this is doing is the same thing as a neutral or a stability shoe, because it's pushing you outwards. So if you have something like this, and when I first started running, I made that mistake of running with this on top of a stability. So I was like this. So I was running completely on the outside of my feet, which is what you don't want. So if you have an orthotic, you want to put this in a neutral shoe. However, some people find orthotics work better than the stability shoes. Some people find stability works better for them. So if you're someone that's foot goes in like this inside, I would recommend a stability shoe. That's going to help with correcting the way that your foot strikes. And that's going to be the major thing about it. And one added feature, if you want to go fast, there's something called carbon plates. This is a carbon plate in there. I'm not sure if you can see that. It should say the Fly plate. This is the Alpha Fly. These two do not have plates. So you can get a shoe with a carbon plate, a nylon plate. Nylon's going to be less rigid, not as much propulsion as, say, a carbon, because it's metal, carbon fiber. That's something you can use for racing. That's something you can use for training, speed workouts, if you're looking to do faster marathons, half marathons, whatever, even 10Ks. So if you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you want to see a little bit more on shoes. If you want to see different types of shoes, let me know. And if you have any questions, again, like I said, feel free, drop me a message, drop a comment, whatever it is. And if you want to see more, let me know.